Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. What's up, YangGang? So we got a very special guest today with us on the BrokeFolkVote podcast, and we're going to get a look into the life of Nnamdi, aka DHotwheelz, on Twitter. Let's bring him in here. Brother, how are you
Yo, what's up, brother?
So, your moment has arrived, and
Yes.
we're going to talk some politics and stuff today.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it.
So, where are you at politically right now? Because I know that I know that you love the YangGang, and I know that you love
Yes.
Andrew Yang. But politically, there's a lot of us feeling kind of homeless right now. So, where are you at on the grand? In that scheme.
Jeez. Right now, I'm just right now politically. I just don't know. For me, I'm still riding yin yang. That's the thing for me right now. But it's just there's just so much turmoil going from the left and right. So it's like, dude, it's just been crazy. So right now I'm in the middle. Like I'm just still writing yin yang and stuff. So that's
Now,
pretty
do you
much.
know that you can't do that, right? You cannot do that because if you write in Yang, then one side or the other is going to win. Isn't that what we always hear?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are saying that if you write in somebody, if you write in like Yang or somebody like that, that means like it's basically gonna like lead to a Trump win or something like that. But it's like I don't know. I really don't like these candidates this year. So I don't. From that, I mean, it's still the time. The time is still young though. I mean, there's still a lot of time left before the election. So I might end up changing my mind. But it's just that right now, I don't see I don't I don't know, man. To be honest with you.
See, now what I think people fail to understand
Mm,
is according to voting statistics, right? There's
mm,
a certain percentage that votes for the left, there's a certain percentage that votes for the right,
right.
but there are more people who don't vote or are unregistered to vote.
Right.
In that group, there are more people in that one group than on both sides.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if
That is
all of
true.
those people would get motivated to vote if they had a candidate worth voting for,
Right.
then I feel like they would get energized. And I feel like that's where we slipped with Andrew Yang because he
Right, right.
was that candidate, right?
He was. He really was. He was. He was. I was very excited. Like I was very excited to actually see because when I listened to him and watched him and all those podcasts and everything, I thought, you know what, my vote will actually count this time, And I felt like this is the one that I really feel positive because this is like the most positive the candidate that I most positively felt felt good about. Like I really liked him. So I thought, hey man, when when my vote count, this vote will count for sure. My vote will count for sure voting for Andrew Yang. But it's like now I'm just I don't know. I'm just not motivated with this Biden stuff with Biden and everybody know and everybody knows how I feel about how I feel about Trump. So it's like, dang, it's just there's really nothing that's really motivating me right now to vote for either candidate right now.
Yeah.
It's just
And see, here's the thing though, and I don't know how. I know like Brett Weinstein is getting a lot of flack for like the Dark Horse duo
right,
and
right,
and stuff like that, right? But it like that
right.
is actually gaining in momentum. Now, obviously,
Mm.
Andrew, I don't think he'll be that candidate,
Yeah,
but
that's the thing. Yeah.
the one of the proposed candidates was Tulsi Gabbard, right?
Oh,
Now
okay.
Tulsi is already, I'm pretty sure, in. on the ballot in a lot of states. I can't remember exactly where her campaign suspended, but I thought for sure
Okay.
she was on the ballot. So I
Yeah, that's what I
wonder
thought too. Yeah.
if that's actually a viable alternative, because I would vote
Yeah,
for
yeah, and
Tulsi
I had
Gabbard
thought
all day.
about that. Yeah, yeah, I definitely thought about that, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe Tulsi would be a good option because I really like her a lot. To be honest, I like her a lot. I like her policies and everything. Her policies and everything. And I think that would just. I think if she's on the ballot, if she's on the ballot still, I'll definitely still try to still consider voting for her instead. So that's just. I feel like, yeah. So I did.
If we could get somebody the caliber of Tulsi Gabbard, right?
Yeah,
Because she is so hated by pretty much both sides. Pretty much both sides hate her.
yeah, I know, I know.
The Democrats
Yeah,
hate her. The Republicans don't really like her either.
like yeah, as much,
Uh,
yeah.
and I feel like she could maybe bring that energy. I could see a President Tulsi Gabbard, and I would
Yeah,
take that and run with it over the two candidates that we have right now all
of
day long.
course, of course, of course, of course. Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I definitely. I feel like she's definitely better than those two. Than what we have now in front of us for sure. So I feel like, yeah, definitely. If Toki's still in the ballot, yeah, I'll definitely vote for her for sure. Sure.
So, for those who don't really know you, why don't you give everybody a little bit of your background?
Well, my name is Nnamdi DK. As y'all Dizzy Hot Wheels. I've been in a wheelchair pretty much all my life, and just I have two parents who came from Nigeria, and they back in the early '90s, like 1990s, and just we been in Texas for the whole of our lives, pretty much here, and yeah, just I that's pretty much that's pretty much all about me, to be honest. To be honest, but I came to the YangGang around October 2019 from a friend, Caleb Torres. Shout out to him, T Bigum. She's on Twitter, and you know, I saw him on Facebook once. I saw him post about Andrew Yang on Facebook, and I was like, wow, it's kind of interested. See what this guy's all about. So we I invited so he invited we both we went out to lunch together. We just talked about Yang and how just the UBI about UBI and democracy dollars and everything. I was really interested, and he sent me a lot of what is it, a lot of podcasts and podcast links. First podcast I watched was the Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
and was really interested. And after that I was like, wow, this guy's really spitting. He's spitting facts right now. And so I went to a different other podcasts like the H3 podcast and Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan, and I was like, wow, I'm really interested. I'm really, yeah, I've been yanked. So that's how I met Andrew Yang through all those through Caleb and all those podcasts that I would that I ended up seeing. So I was very excited about this candidate, about Andrew Yang. Really excited. I still am. I hope he wins in 2024, Dale. For real.
I do too. I do
Yeah,
too, because I really feel like he was the only one that could have reached everybody. Because
exactly. Oh, no
you
doubt.
had
On
like
both sides. Yeah.
my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law, they
Mm-hmm.
are on the MAGA side, right? And they were Trump voters, Trump supporters, and
mm-hmm.
Andrew Yang appealed to them. My
Mm-hmm.
father-in-law, I mean, he's very high on Andrew Yang now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and my generation, the generation that it's like our generation, man, has more of the broke folk vote, because there's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's not easy for us regular folks to just go out and get a high paying job, right?
Right.
Because our opportunities are limited based on our background or whatever it is. You know, the place that we grew up in. You know, I grew up in a pretty poor town. There's not a lot of rich people in that town.
Yeah, right.
And you see people get opportunities, and then you see a lot of people get left out. And I feel like our generation is getting more and more left out. And our generation and younger, like I can't, I can't fathom the world that my son is going to grow up in. I hope that it's good. I hope that it's positive. I hope that we can come together as people, but I see this stuff going on in the streets, and I see police violence, and I see all the chaos and people protesting, and they should, but then you see protesters. There's like so many sides and so many facets, and everybody seems to have their hand in it and have their own freaking agenda.
Right.
It's like, bro, where do we go from here, man?
Yeah,
Where do we go?
No, it's just, man, it's just so tough. I mean, there's really, and and it all has to, and for me, it's like, it all has to do with like what Trump basically started in this thing about just the hate and everything that started basically pretty much through him, and him giving the green lights to people like to like white supremacists and other people to start hating on, to start bringing out the hate, because it's like it's just it's crazy, man. It really is. It's just there's really no there's really no direction going on, and it just seems like it's gonna get worse. It just seems like it's gonna get worse before it gets actually better. So
And that's
it
that's
just
pretty frightening because
yeah, it is. It is. It really is. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video about that Georgia police officer was punching that guy was in the on the head. I don't know if you saw that, but it was just I'm just like these officers. They're doing this. They're just. I feel like they're doing this now as in like a retaliation to the protests, and like they're doing this because they know they can. So I mean, it's it's just crazy. It really is.
it's a very hard thing because
Mm-hmm.
you can't. We have this thing where we try to put people into a box, right?
Right.
And we can't, because not every cop's a bad cop. Not every, you know, uh, not every protester is there for violence.
Right.
Not not every Trump supporter is a dumb redneck. Not every, you see what I'm saying? It's like we try,
Right.
and this is how they keep us divided, because they
Right.
keep us focused on these little boxes instead of like looking at it as a whole. Because guess
Right.
what? As long as we can stay focused on each other and keep fighting each other, right?
Mm.
These crooks in fucking Washington, they can keep getting away with the same bullshit that they've
Exactly.
been getting away with
Yeah.
for years.
Right. To keep us, they can keep going like behind the scenes and doing some crooked shit and stuff. While we just keep on fighting ourselves. We're not paying attention. We don't pay attention to them and what they're doing. They're trying to get us not to pay attention to them and what they're doing. It's just, man, it's crazy. It really is. I mean,
It's
yeah.
time that like we in this country realize that all these politicians, they're all working for the same corporations.
Right.
Because like, check it out. Trump gets all this hate for the ICE detention centers and all of this stuff. Well, guess what? The ICE detention centers, at the border, were built under the Obama administration. It's all been this one continuous thing from every president. It doesn't matter if you got an R after your name or a D after your name. They're all furthering this one agenda that they've been trying to accomplish. So and that's pretty much feeding the war machine for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I feel like somebody like Andrew Yang could have really changed things because he had democracy dollars. And that
Right,
was,
right.
I was so excited to hear about, his plan uh, called universal basic or the freedom dividend,
Yes.
because it was
Yeah.
so revolutionary to my way of thinking. Because for so long, you know, we've been that broke folk vote, and that
Yeah.
that would have gone a long way in a lot of
Yeah,
situations
that would have
to
definitely
help
helped.
us.
Yeah. Right, right.
It would have gotten us through a lot of tough times.
Mm-hmm.
But then, man, when I heard about democracy dollars,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been focused for a long time on the corruption that's in our government. I've known
Right,
it's like, how can you not know about it? How can you not
right,
see it happening right in front of your face?
right, right.
And, democracy dollars, man, that would have washed out the corporate money. And that would
Mm-hmm.
have been so revolutionary for this country, because we could have
Right.
watched those. We would have had a government that finally actually listened to the people again.
Exactly, exactly, for sure. No, no doubt, no doubt. That's pretty much all we need. All we need right now. I feel like that UBI would definitely, man, that not only change things for the nation, but the whole world. And it'll definitely bring us. It'll progress us. That's definitely give the U.S. a lot more progress. So that's how. I mean, like you said, it's very revolutionary in so many ways. In so many ways.
There was a guy made a comment on one of our videos,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about, oh well, the whole argument where, if everybody's getting $1,000 a month, then your hamburgers are going to go up $1,000. I mean, that's the ridiculous line of thinking. And I was like, bruh, the market's going to regulate itself because
Right, right.
yeah, stuff probably is going to go up a little bit.
We'll go
We're
up a little
all
bit.
going to
Yeah,
pay a
right,
little bit more for things,
right,
but in the long run, we're still getting more, than we're paying out. So it's a
right,
win. you know,
right, right,
Even
right,
if we spend $300 extra in VAT, in expenses every month, and that's buying, like TVs and stuff, because that's really what's going to be taxed.
mm,
Then, we're still coming out $700 to the good every month,
right,
and that extra
right.
$700 would go a long way for people. Man,
Mm.
I've been homeless before, and
Um,
and then I've seen homelessness, and I've
right.
tried to help in any way that I can, when I see a situation. But my gosh, you go to a place like Portland
Mm,
where it's, you've got people just laying in the streets. I mean,
right,
literally, the cars are passing on either side, and they're laying in the median just to have a place to
right.
sleep. That's
Dang.
crazy, bro.
That is crazy. Imagine giving them 1K a month and starting restarting up their lives. I mean, just it's just it's sad. I mean, I look at homeless people here in my city and here just in Dallas and stuff. It's like, dang, you just think about, man. Imagine they had UBI and shit. I mean, it would have been it's just crazy. And that's the whole thing with UBI. It's like this shit will definitely cancel property, and we'll see a lot less people on the streets.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy to see where we've come in this. All I hear when you turn on uh, Fox News is
mhm.
how great the economy's doing and how we're
Right, right,
rebounding, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you looking at the same? Do you know the same people that I know? Because I don't think you do. Because the people that I know are struggling, and the
right.
only thing that the government has done is give them a $1,200 check. Are
Check
you kidding
one
me?
time, exactly. So, dude, please, you can't tell me that all these unemployed people, with all these unemployed people trying to get their unemployment checks, and it's being like dude, it's like, dude, nothing is right. Nothing is right now. It's just, it's just, dude, the economy. It's just been the economy is not good right now, as people say it is. As people from Fox News say it is. That's just a complete lie. It's a complete lie.
Right. And then you look at, you look at everybody struggling, right?
Mm,
And
mm.
then you throw on top of that the gasoline of like the police violence, right?
Right, right.
Then you throw on top of that the gasoline of the people who are in those crowds who aren't peacefully protesting,
Mm,
who are being violent. And you've got this concoction
mm.
brewing that's, I just, you were talking about how it's going to get worse before it gets better, bro. I think
Yeah.
it might get a lot worse. It might get a
Right, right,
lot worse.
right, right,
And I don't want to see that. And I think that we can avoid it. But
right.
I kind of feel like the only way that we're going to be able to avoid that is if
Mm,
somehow, and I don't know how,
mm.
we can come together as a nation
Right.
and heal, you know?
Mm, right.
And I don't see that in either of those candidates. All I
Yeah.
see in either of those candidates is more division.
Right.
So something has to give. The only
Right.
way that I believe that we get through this election
Mm-hmm.
in a non-toxic country exploding way
Mm-hmm.
is if somebody else steps up and runs as a third party and everybody
Right.
gets behind that person
Mm-hmm.
and takes them both out. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
way.
Right.
Because either way you slice it, you're going to have the Democrats bitching on one side if Trump
Right.
wins, and they're going to have their violent people. The Republicans,
Exactly.
if Biden wins, they're going to be like, oh, well, it's because of mail-in voting. It's fraud. The election's been rigged.
Right.
All I see is division down either one of those paths.
Yeah. 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 We really need somebody, and it really goes back to what I feel like that person. I mean, I'm not saying that Yang should run necessarily as third party, but I mean, it would be nice, to see him kind of do that, and try to get, because he's the only guy. I feel like, again, I feel like he's the only guy that can really bring us together right now. Right now with this country in turmoil, it's so much turmoil. So I mean, there's just nothing. That's why I'm like, I'm not really up for this election. I'm not too happy. I'm not really too happy about what's going on with these choices right now. I mean,
It
it's,
sucks,
it's
man,
crazy. It
because
sucks. It really does.
I, I I'm with you. You know, Andrew once said that he wouldn't unsuspend unless the country was burning.
Right.
Well, bro, you can't.
Yeah.
It's not burning any more than it can now. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
like we are
Exactly.
at that
Exactly.
crossroads,
Right.
and it's so disappointing because I see him stumping for Biden.
Right.
It's like, bro, if you would just get a fucking attitude and just come out swinging at both of these candidates, do
Yeah.
you
You
know
know how
how
bad
many
that. Yeah.
people you would rally behind you? You would be like freaking Braveheart, man.
All right.
I can't. When I look at the vision of what Andrew Yang, what he could be, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of ticks me off because to me he's just a little bit. If he had my attitude in
Mm-hmm.
his body, do you know what,
Oh
man? I'm
man.
telling you what, he could win this election.
Yeah, yeah, bro, for sure. For sure, bro, for sure. But that'd be,
Oh,
oh man. If you had your mentality, bro, then I'll tell you, man, that would have been crazy, bro. You have destroyed those two, like, most definitely. For sure, man.
he just needs to buck up, man. He just
Exactly.
needs to get that little bit of street in him. You know what I'm
That,
saying? He's
and
just
he's
got to have
showing
that.
and he's showing potential. He has potential to do that, he has potential to do that, and that's why I'm like, man, sometimes I'm like, dang gang, you just gotta go at them, just just have that Russell mentality. Go at them, just it's just, man, it's
And
crazy.
he did. That's just it. He did have it. He did
Mm.
have it. That day that he was out there at that rally, man, and he was like, challenge fucking accepted. I'm
Right, right.
telling you what, dude, it sent chills down me. Because
Damn,
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
yeah,
shit.
that's my
Yeah,
leader. That's the
yeah.
dude that I want as
That's my
president.
fucking president. Yep, yep.
And then he went to me, he went soft when he went to like New Hampshire and just started giving speeches, and
Mm.
it was the same thing. Dude, you should have stuck with what was energizing
Yeah,
people who were disengaged voters, people who were
exactly.
sick of both sides. You
Right.
had that for a split second. You had lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we had it, dude.
Dude, dude, I was, dude, it's just, and man, it's just, you look back at it, it's like, damn, bro, what if Yang kept that fire from from the straight beginning? I mean, how much that would have definitely helped him a lot, man. I feel like it would have definitely helped him a lot, and especially what's going on now and how he's right too, and all that kind of stuff too. It's like, dang, man, I feel like Yang would have definitely been the nominee, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I guess we can't really do nothing about that. But
I know, right, man? No,
Doinker Schnauz brings up a good point and says we have 30 candidates that ran on platforms that included UBI this year that wouldn't have happened without Yang. And
right, right,
that is absolutely true. He's moved the
right,
needle
man,
so much in this country
right.
that universal basic income is a mainstream idea now. It's no longer
Mm-hmm.
scoffed at. It's actually being studied. It's actually being implemented. And he helped
Right,
that happen in a
yeah,
way that
exactly.
only Andrew Yang could have.
Good, yeah, exactly.
So I guess, in the end, we win because as long as we keep
Oh yeah,
furthering the
oh yeah.
ideas that do move society forward, and we
Mm-hmm.
do keep electing candidates, that support things like universal basic income and democracy dollars,
Mm-hmm.
eventually we phase out the rest
Right, right.
over time, but it takes
Mm-hmm.
time.
It does,
You
it
know,
does.
think about this. How old are you, bro?
Got 28.
28. Okay, I'm a little bit
Yes.
older than you. I'm 45, right?
Well,
When I
yeah.
was young, it was highly frowned upon for interracial relationships
Mm,
where I was living, where I was growing up.
mm. Wow, wow.
But now it's accepted. It's not a thing anymore. It's like nobody
Right, right.
cares anymore.
Right, right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? And I guess the
Yeah.
point of that is just to illustrate that over time, as we overcome these things in our
Yeah.
society, and as we
Exactly. Exactly.
overcome these things in our personal lives, because I do feel like we're getting wiser as people. We are getting more in tune with the suffering that's going on around us. We are
Right, right,
seeing it more. And
right.
we are realizing that there has to be a better way than what we're doing now.
Yeah, yeah.
And over time, that's only going to get better.
Mm,
But in order for that to happen, we have to overcome the obstacles that we have now. And that's the
right.
division that they're trying to sow among the people.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, we need to realize that we all just need to come together and,
Mm-hmm.
and stand as one people, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Regardless.
Of course.
I
Of
don't
course.
care what color your skin is. I don't care what letter of the alphabet you want. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
You know what
Right.
I care about? I care about you. That's
Right.
that's what I care about.
Most definitely. Most
And
definitely.
if we could just grasp that mentality as a whole in this country, man, it would go a long way. But we
True.
got to see it in our leadership. And
Right.
unfortunately, that's pretty lacking right now.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is. It is. It's definitely it's so sad, you know. It's just like, damn, it really starts with having the leader on top, you know, somebody that's gonna help bring us together and spread the positivity and tell us that everything is gonna be okay, and that it's like, man, we're in dire need. A really great leader will be so clutch right now. You know, a really great leader will be so clutch, and we don't have it in Trump, and you know, I don't know with Biden either. I don't know. I really don't know with Biden. I mean, he definitely eases down a lot the pain. He would definitely ease down a lot of the pain that we're going through right now. But it's like, geez, will it actually stop? Will all these riots and all these division actually stop? And that's the thing. I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. You know.
Yeah, I don't either. And
Yeah.
there is like the libertarian candidate, Joe Jorgensen.
Mm.
But I don't really, once she's said that she was absolutely against UBI,
Yeah, I know, right?
I can't, I just can't get on board with her either. I mean,
Right, right.
it is very, very frustrating,
Yeah,
to
it is.
be honest, because I'm going to vote. I'm going to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do I
I
do?
don't know. Yeah, I know, right? What do you do? It's like, what do you do? You know, it's like, I guess you just, I guess you just vote for whoever. Just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still not into that point yet. Into like who, like for now, I'm still focused. For right now, I'm still like writing in Yang. So it's like, dude, I never really thought about if I change. I mean, if I do change my mind, it would be definitely to vote Trump out. You know, if I wanted to vote for Biden, it wouldn't be like I'll be voting for Biden because I pretty much like him, but it'll be I'll be voting for him just to vote Trump out, if that makes any sense, you know?
But is that good enough reason? You know what I'm saying? Because that ultimately is just, that's because Trump hasn't done. It's so frustrating because
Right,
I look at Biden's record, right?
right,
Biden has been in politics for as long as I've been alive.
right,
His record is there for everybody to see.
right,
All you got to do is look it up. I don't care what comes out of that man's mouth. I'm not believing it because I see what his voting record says
right,
over a 40-year stretch. You're not going to go against that. You're going to keep
right,
voting the same fucking way that you've been voting.
right,
A tiger don't change the stripes,
right, right,
So you ain't feeding me that line, and I damn
right,
sure ain't voting for Kamala. Sorry, I can't do it. She put a lot of people in jail for
right, right.
very poor reasons. She
Yeah,
made her
yeah.
living off of that. So
Right, exactly.
no,
Yeah.
thank you. You want to talk about an oppressor of the people? She's one of them.
Right.
Then you look at Trump, and Trump is just dog whistling every chance he gets,
Exactly.
you know, and I'm just like, both of y'all make me sick. I
Yeah,
can't
right.
stand not near one of you. Nancy Pelosi, I can't stand you either. Chuck
Oh
Schumer,
my
I can't stand
God,
you either.
bro.
Mitch McConnell, you
Oh
can get your ass out of office
my
too. And all the way down the list. They ain't put a handful of them up there worth a hoopy jack.
Yeah, it's just, oh my gosh, bro. It's like, dude, damn, this the leaders are all these people that we have up here, like all these fucking so-called leaders, they're all dog shit, man. They're terrible, bro. It's like shit. Like what the fuck, bro?
You are so right. They are
Bro,
just
it's like
dog shit.
shit, bro. They're terrible, bro. It's like, damn, you just look at them, it's like, damn, this is who we have? I mean, these are the people that we fucking have. running this fucking country, bro. Like, what
And
the
I
fuck?
think people are waking up to that fact because
Exactly.
they're mad at all of the Congress people. It's
Right,
not
right.
just, you know, and I think that that's because our parents' generation and the
Mm.
generation before it, they kind of just let shit go on.
Right.
But we're all connected now through the internet, and
Exactly.
you ain't running them games no more.
Nope, no
It's
more.
over
No more.
because we can get information is easy to access.
Exactly. 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 The power of social media, folks, and the power of the internet, shit. Damn, bro.
Well, as of right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm still voting for Yang, and if that pisses you
Yeah,
off, I
yeah,
don't care. I
yeah,
don't
yeah. I
care.
know, right? It's like people are like,
It is not gonna make a
don't give a
difference to
fuck,
me if you get so fucking mad that you
right?
throw biscuits against the wall. I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck what you had to what you had to say to me. I'm still voting in Yank. For right now, I'm still writing in Yank till further notice.
Until further notice, you are
Till
absolutely
further,
right.
right.
Nami, thank you so much for joining me on this stream, man. It has been a pleasure to talk to you
For
about
sure, bro.
politics and all this stuff. You got any last
Dude,
words for the Yang Gang before we get out of here?
no, I just want everybody to stay positive. Spread love. That's the whole thing, and just this turmoil right now, but we're gonna get through this shit. Me and you and the whole Yang Gang. So just that I love you all so much, and dude, I'm so happy, bro. So I'm like, I used to watch you guys I think I told you yesterday. I used to watch you guys the first months of the Yang Gang. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. No, imagine being on their show, and now I am. It's so crazy now. Dude. I'm like being with Russell, D. Russell.
We ain't nobody, man. I promise you that. We just country
Oh,
folks
come on
who
now.
we just got on the vision of we believe so much in what Andrew Yang was
Right,
preaching that
right,
we knew that we had to do everything in our power to
exactly.
try to help get him elected, and so
Mm.
we just started. We started doing stupid shit, really.
Yeah, for sure, man. I just want to thank you guys for all that you've done for the Yang Gang, and for Andrew Yang and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I just want to thank you and Elisa and everybody for what you guys have done because you made an impact. You made an impact for us, for the Yang Gang and everyone.
Well, bro, check this out. I got
Yes.
some good news today. Uh,
Hey.
we made an offer on a house
Mm-hmm.
and they accepted the offer.
Hey,
So
let's
I will
go.
be I'll be staying here in Vermont, strategically
Uh-huh.
positioned right next to New Hampshire,
Uh,
so that I can get an early jump on yanging people in New Hampshire. Yang
hey.
2024, bro. You
Hey.
you think the
Dude.
original days of the grassroots Yang Gang were fun? When on this channel,
Hey.
when we were out showing people how to yang people and we were yanging people,
Uh,
it is not going to hold a candle to the level
oh,
that we're going to crank it up for the 2024
oh, snap. Oh,
Yeah,
snap,
I got
bro.
plans, bro. I got
Yeah,
plans.
you got plans. You said you got plans, bruh. So you got plans, bro. That's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for you to Yang Vermont.
Oh,
Yang
no,
Mont, Yang Mont,
we're yang in New Hampshire. We're yang in New
Yang in New
Hampshire.
Hampshire,
I'm right next
bro.
door to New Hampshire, the early voting state.
Oh,
Where we messed
bro,
it up the last time,
bro.
we ain't gonna mess it up this time because
Dude,
I'm gonna
no
be
way,
up in New
Jose,
Hampshire the
bro.
whole time.
Oh snap, Russell. Oh snap,
Namdi, thanks
dude,
so much for being here, brother. I appreciate your time.
dude, bro. Thank you so much for
And
having me, bro.
we'll do this again very, very soon.
No, definitely, most definitely, for sure,
Have a
man.
good one, brother.
Dude, love you guys.
There you have it, Yang Gang. We ain't going nowhere because if I see anything through the people that I talk to, is that there's still a love and a passion for Andrew Yang, and you're going to have the true YangGang, the ones that are going to just absolutely vote for Andrew Yang no matter what, and you're going to have the ones who think for whatever reason that they need to vote for either Biden or Trump or a third party, a Joe Jorgensen or whoever. It doesn't matter. Don't vote shame people, y'all. There's enough division in this world without vote shaming someone. The mind is on a never-ending quest to be right. That's just the way that we're geared. And we are judging the situation of this upcoming election from our individual perspectives. But I feel like it's important to remember that we're all one. I am you. You are me, no matter what situation you're in. So it's very important that we stay together as a nation through this. And every chance you get, spread a little love, YangGang. Love you. See you on the next one. Get out of here before I start crying in this broadcast.